going on, everybody? Welcome to the Filsinger Games Character Spotlight with Mike and Brock.
I'm Mike.
I'm Brock, and tonight we are joined by a very special guest, Ashley, a.k.a. She-Devil. How's it going,
What's
Ashley?
up? Hey, going good.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. It's been nice to chat with
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah.
It took some work. You're a very busy person.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I am. It's past my bedtime already. My goodness, I should be laying in bed. No. I'm fine.
But we actually got the idea for this from a regular listener, Kevin Butcher. He had messaged me going, "Hey," he goes, "You know what? When Ashley, the she devil, when her
I
card
think
came up,"
I remember Kevin. I remember that name. I'm pretty sure I remember that name. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
and I'm like, it's on the back of the card. And so he looked it up and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, I still talk to Ashley every so often on Facebook. I'm gonna reach out and see if I can get you on the show. And you were
That's
like,
cool.
I'm not too sure about this. I get nervous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
The responses are very minimal.
Good, because you're gonna get minimal responses from me.
So we'll get into how you got into the game.
Okay.
Now, in 2010, it was a Gen Con, and you met Tom Filsinger.
Yes.
And and I wasn't there, but you were just kind
Yeah.
of wandering around.
Yeah, actually, so I think, yeah, I was actually cosplaying at the time. I can't remember exactly where I was, but I had walked past his booth and people were just stopping and, asking for pictures. Um, and I mean, I was getting and I was getting stopped a lot at that time. And he just like after the like people kind of cleared, he just came up to me and he gave me his card and he asked if I would ever be interested in maybe doing some kind of like modeling for his game. And I wasn't for sure what it was at that time. So that was it started there pretty much. He just literally stopped me and gave me his card and asked if I would be interested in um, being in his game because he liked how I interacted with the people that was around me and you know being able to talk to people there. So
And were you a fan of wrestling, or did you understand the
I
game?
actually didn't know at that time. No, I hadn't. Because I was into more video games at that time. So when Tom introduced me, that's actually when I first started even getting into a board game
Oh, wow.
or any kind of dice game. Yeah, it was that was my first introduction into that other world. Before it was just all virtual and games like Final Fantasy and
You've
stuff
got
like
quite a
that
collection
really
behind you,
me.
so
Yeah. Oh yeah,
you come a long
yeah.
way.
Yeah. Yeah. So those have been pretty cool. Um but it started there and I learned the game and I mean obviously it's been 10 years since I've played. So I had a starter set actually and I ended up I don't remember where I put it. Tom had given it to me. But yeah, no, that's it. Sorry. Go ahead. Um, anything you want me to clarify?
No, no, you're good.
Yeah.
And then I think the first time I knew you or knew of you, he had mentioned that you were going to attend a con,
Hmm.
and I think that probably would have been 2011.
I think it was. Yeah. I was actually going through some of my pictures to see if I could pin a date on it. But oh my gosh, wow, that was almost 15 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
because 2024, so 13 years ago now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first con. Well, with Tom, anyways.
yeah.
I ended up not doing another one after I went to college and I got busy. Well, life, I mean, life happened,
Hmm.
but probably one of the more fun times.
And Yeah, because he made a big deal about it because he had to put in the newspaper, and there were people just coming in off the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that was like the coolest thing. That to me to this day, that's still one of the most coolest things I have done. I actually still have well, I have several of the cards, but see, I still got my little Shido card that I saved. Oh,
I
yes.
got it. And it's actually signed.
Yes,
Mine
yes.
too.
Oh my gosh, look at that handwriting. She's great. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I love it. And then I have I only got one of these left, my
Yeah,
little
I got that as
advertisement
well.
card. Oh, you do? Oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of us who are into the game keep every little thing we're given for
Yeah.
no reason. I don't know why.
It's gonna be collectible someday, Mike.
Yeah, it's gonna be collectible, don't you know? We got 50 people.
At least that's what I tell my wife.
Just you wait.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
But
awesome.
but yeah, I remember meeting you then at the infamous Cherry Lounge
Hmm.
bar, and I was sitting at a table with you and a guy who wrote a book on breakfast cereals.
The breakfast cereals, yes. Oh my gosh, it's like a weird blast from the past, like all these things that you're mentioning. Like it's like it feels like such a distant memory. You know what I mean? But then it's like, I don't know, like it's all coming back. It's pretty cool. Pretty
And
cool.
then you decided uh, I invited you out with Jeff, and we decided to go bar hopping.
Yes. Well, I don't know if I remember much of that, but I do remember going to a bar.
I remember because you were trying to keep up with Jeff and myself, and you were doing a pretty good job.
Yes. Yes. I could drink like a fish back in those days. That I can't hold my liquor anymore.
But yeah, that was a fun night. You know,
That was fun. That was fun. And then I think we all went to Tom's too, and he had
Mhm.
like a big
that,
bonfire in the
that was
back.
the next night.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, I'm remembering this right. This cool thing did happen to me like some 15 years ago.
Yeah, and when you got to the convention, what was your like thoughts on it, on meeting all these, you know, now you had been to a Gen Con, so you know
Mhm.
you
Much
know
bigger convention.
yeah, a much bigger convention, and you were
True.
used to being around some nerds,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
totally.
so now you're meeting more of them, but they're also heavily into wrestling, which is something completely
Yes.
different.
Yes.
A whole other
Yes.
level of nerd.
Yeah,
So like to be honest, I didn't think wrestling was a nerdy thing at that time.
well, that's
Uh,
good. That's good.
you know, but I didn't think it was being dirty, in my opinion. When I realized that Tom had it was like the specifically Champions of the Galaxy, that was fantasy.
Mhm.
And it was interesting that he was able to like marry those. And to this day, I still haven't found any game to me that's like more unique in that manner. I guess it was like an interesting marriage that he had between the two of like pro wrestling and fantasy. So
Now,
that was,
since you've last seen the game has split into two. So it has its
yeah.
fantasy branch, but then also branched off into real world wrestling. So they have
I thought he did.
hundreds upon hundreds of
Mhm.
wrestlers.
Wow.
Like, everything from Randy Savage to the Road Warriors are part of the game now.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, weren't you one of the like you were a wrestler at one
Yep.
time, weren't you? Yeah.
At one point, I did it for 22 years.
Oh, I don't remember. Jesus. Oh, so you're
Yeah.
pretty serious.
Now, I'm put into the actual game, but
Yeah.
I'm not in the wrestling wing.
Yeah. Wow.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe he'll see this and be like, oh, well, maybe I ought to do that.
We'll start a grassroots campaign.
Yeah. Get Mike.
When this card was being designed, did you have any input into it?
Um, I believe, yes, a little bit. I can't remember if there were like different versions. Like, yes, actually there were. I don't remember what they were. But
Like, did
yes,
you give
he
them
had a
boobs
couple.
or?
He had like a couple like different prints, like some more cartoonish, others not. And then I think this is actually the one I ended up choosing or we agreed on together. You would have to ask Tom. But I know that he had asked my input on a couple different prints. Yes,
Very cool.
And I'm assuming the back was just
that's all Tom. Yeah,
yeah, I was gonna say
yeah,
if you weren't into wrestling, I couldn't see you coming up with some of those.
yeah. No, 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 no. That was definitely all Tom.
Now, you may not know this, but your card is pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
It's
remember. Yeah, it better be.
one of the better cards. You're
She's tough.
arguably the fastest woman wrestler.
Better be.
Yeah, you have a -5 agility, which is as fast as you can get.
Right.
And then they gave you two finishers. One's equal to Mayhem, which is probably the most popular guy, one of the most popular guys in the game. So
Yeah.
it's a 50-50 shot if you hit it, but when you hit it, it's almost lights out. But if not, then your opponent takes over. So it makes you a risk taker in the
You
game.
know what? I feel like we had this conversation. Like I better be a badass. No. I'm kicking somebody's ass, okay? See ass.
Oh yeah, yeah. Without
You,
question.
you can cheat in a little bit. Like one of your moves is crack with whip.
Yeah.
So you just start whipping the person and add to their
Yes.
pin. So you got to add one there. And
I was going over this. Like, one of the ones that always make me giggle is level one office. Rise, smile, and slap. I don't know. It just cracks me up. I loved it though. Like, this is just great. Like, going back and doing like memory lane.
oh yeah, it would. Like I said, I remember you were sitting at the table and these people were just coming in off the street and getting your autograph and you
Yeah.
were talking to them.
Yeah, and like that experience in itself was kind of strange because, just before, at Gen Con, like everybody is taking pictures of everybody. It's not like I'm anybody special. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
Like I'm dressed up as a character. People ask me for pictures, cool. And then I mean, I was doing the same thing to other people.
Hmm.
Like if I saw
Right.
somebody that like I thought was cool, I would just, be like, hey, can I have your picture? And then like they would be like surrounded. So um this was this was different because it was more focused on, I guess, me, like as
Yep.
an actual character in a game, and giving autographs. Like that was something really, really crazy. Which was most unique experience I have had in my life. Like I never thought I would be that cool. Like sweet.
So you're saying no one's ever come up for your autograph again, or?
No, no, no. So I don't think that like anybody would recognize me, to be honest. Like, I mean, it's a little cartoonish and
I was going to ask you
about
if
three
anybody
months.
had recognized you from game.
What's that?
I was going to ask you if anybody had actually recognized you from the game
No,
since.
no. And honestly, I feel like it's cartoonish. It's a little cartoonish. So like, I mean, like like if I like show somebody, they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's crazy! It is you." You know what I mean? But like somebody from off the street, no, I haven't had that experience. No.
That's pretty good. So when you were getting into cosplay, what made you want to get into the cosplay aspect of things?
Oh gosh. You know, I was just uh, I really don't know what set my interest on that path. Um, it was just that I just loved my video games like so much. And I love I guess the artistic part of people like because I've gone to Gen Con before and I would just like be so impressed that people would have like all these awesome costumes and um I was just impressed by that and I guess I just wanted to be a part of it if that makes any sense.
Mhm.
I just thought it was the coolest thing. I was like, well, I want to dress up, like I want to do that. Um, and I guess that's just what it was. It was like just an intense interest. And at that time, my I guess you would call her my stepmom. She was the one that actually made the she devil costume. Um, we Tom had a picture of the original she devil, which I don't have that, and we tried to mimic that one as closely as possible. And I think we made some alterations, but for the most part, um,
I'll throw it up on
that's what
screen.
she did. Like, do you have the old one? Yes, there we go. Yes, there she is. So
So your mom did a pretty good job. That's very accurate.
yeah, yeah, she did. She was pretty cool. But like I mean, I guess I'm assuming like the skirt we had to improvise on that. Um, because you don't have like a bottom half for her there.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, this was her only other card, other than the one that was inspired by you.
yeah, yeah.
So
It's pretty cool.
very cool.
Yeah,
You and Mike have that in common.
yeah. I don't blame him. It's the coolest thing ever. No.
It, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Like for me, it was just an honor to have that experience. So,
Okay, so here's something. Let's see if we can get this in.
oh, I see it.
That's
And
Gen from Gen Con.
Yes, it is.
and right
Kevin
beside you
Butcher.
is Kevin Butcher, the guy who.
Yep, that's Kevin. Yep. See, I knew it. I knew it. I knew him.
If once you meet him, you can't forget him.
Yeah, yeah.
He
Okay.
leaves it.
That was
He leaves a
definitely Kevin.
lasting
Yeah.
impression.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how many different cosplay things did you costumes or characters did you make?
Just like random ones over the years. Um, gosh, I really can't. Some of them were just kind of like generic. Some of them were specific, but obviously Gen Con was the only one I was able to honestly afford to ever go to, and that was only once a year. So once a year we would try to kind of come up with the cool costume, um, and ones that my stepmom at the time made were we only did like four, I think, because that was over a period of 4 years because they kind of take a while to make.
Yeah,
Yep,
it
it
They're a
does.
does.
little expensive and they're kind of like intricate.
Hmm.
She Devil was more like I mean she made that from scratch for me, so that one was more complicated. I did what was the Yuna. She was a Final Fantasy X character, and then Riku from specifically 10 from Final Fantasy X too. I also did just a normal Riku outfit, and then like gypsy outfit, and just kind of like a generic warrior chick kind of theme.
So when you were coming up with the She Devil, did you think of the name first, or just the kind of the design and then the name followed afterwards?
Tom, if I'm understanding the question, like Tom sent us the original.
No, but you're already dressed up as the She Devil prior, didn't you? Or was this Tom asked you if you could dress up as
Yeah,
her?
he asked me if I could dress up as her. Yeah,
Ah.
like we did it at Gen Con, and
Oh, so this
again,
is the second time you had met him. I thought that was the first
yeah,
time you had met
yeah,
him.
no,
Ah.
no, no, no. So we did it at Gen Con, which is that photo
Yeah.
with Kevin and the other guy on the other side. I believe his name was Adam, the little guy. He's real sweet. Um, that was actually I'm like 90, yeah, we because we did it at Gen Con and then we did it in New York later on,
Yeah.
which I believe would have been the following year. So actually, yeah, I guess I did it twice.
Awesome.
Sounds like you had a lot of fun with it though. So
Oh my
that's
God, yeah, no, it was great. I mean, plus I thought it was kind of cool that he knew, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank right now. And he died.
Stanley.
Stanley, yes. Jesus Christ. Stanley, like, which was so cool.
Yeah.
So, um, I always wanted to ask him to get me an autograph, and I wish I would have done it. And I think Tom would have done so, but I didn't want to bother him with it, you know. So,
yeah, I got to meet Stanley once,
oh,
and it was
that's
just
cool.
purely on accident. Like because you at these cons, the lineups, especially for Stan, would be huge.
Yeah.
And I'm just walking past, and Stanley's sitting at a table by himself, and I'm like, can I
What?
get your autograph? And his handler was there, and they're like, yeah. And I'm like, did I beat the rush? And I guess the lineup was so huge they had to move him buildings.
Oh, wow.
So they moved him first, and then had his line move, but everybody had to get a number, so they were still in the same order when they got there. And so I
Are
just
you
happened to walk by, and
serious?
I remember
Wow.
I got the autograph, and his handler was like, "You can go now," and Stan Lee was like, "Just hold on, no one's here. I'll have someone to talk to." So I probably talked with him for about 5 to 8 minutes just on comics and stuff.
Wow.
Just
Nice.
me and him. It was like that was one of the cooler moments of my life.
Wow, that's very, very unique experience that you got there because I mean, obviously he's gone now, so nobody's going to get to have that experience.
Hmm.
That's something special you get to take with you for sure.
And then I saw him do something incredibly cool. So I was just sitting down having my lunch, and he walked past. This is at the same convention, just hours later. And he walks past, and there's just two people cosplaying. One's dressed as Wolverine in like the jeans and the wife beater shirt, and he's
Hmm.
got the hair all done up.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's some girl dressed as Storm from the same movie. So they probably knew each other. She had like the black leather outfit. And Stanley walks past, and he's got his army of handlers around him, and he's like, "Those are great costumes." And they're like, "Oh," they're freaked out. And he goes, "Can I get my picture taken with you guys?"
Wow.
And they're like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Stan, and
Wow.
they're like, "You guys want your picture? Where's your cameras?" And so they get their cameras out, and his handlers are like, "Stan, we got to go." And he's like, you know, "They'll wait for me."
Yeah.
They'll wait.
But I was like, that
That's
was
so
just so cool.
cool.
Like he made those people's convention.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty
Wow.
awesome. Stan Lee followed me on Twitter back in the day.
Did he really? Oh,
Yeah,
that's pretty
I
cool.
think it was by mistake.
Yeah. Oh.
Because he only followed like 200 people, and I'm looking through his list of followers, and I'm sandwiched between like John Stamos and Lance Bass or something. Then
What?
there's Broc Atkinson in there. I'm like, what? Why?
What? That's crazy. That is so
That's my
crazy.
Stanley story.
I mean, that's still that's pretty impressive. I mean, I know that he died. Is he still on there following you?
No, no, that
No.
that account is now gone.
Okay.
So before we we'll end this here, we do a thing that we call our Mount Rushmore,
Hmm.
where we pick our so I sent you the topic, and it would be your four favorite costumes that you've dressed up in. It doesn't have to be cosplay. It's just your
Hmm.
your four favorite costumes you've dressed up in, and then one honorable mention.
One honorable mention. Oh, yeah, you didn't mention that. What's that? One honorable mention? I don't
So
remember.
you have like a fifth. It's your Mount
Ah,
Rushmore, but you're like,
Just
oh, I
didn't
got
quite
one
make
that
the list.
didn't quite make it, but it's an
I got you.
honorable mention.
I got you.
So
Okay.
you're our guest. We'll
Mhm.
have you go first. What,
Oh,
what would your
oh,
four?
my four best costumes. I mean,
Doesn't have to be in order.
okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Obviously, I mean, I kind of mentioned it already earlier. Obviously it's going to be a She Devil. We put some time into that. That one had it. Oh, that was real leather, by the way, what I was wearing. um, um, Riku, specifically from when I did Final Fantasy X-2. Um, another time, it was actually a Halloween costume, believe it or not. I dressed up as a warrior. Um, and I don't know, just the way that I had put it all together, that was kind of cool. I had the corset and everything like that. And then Yuna. Um, she would be one of them. And then trying to think, a fifth one. My goodness, what would be a fifth one?
Do you still
Probably
have your costumes?
no, no. I have some of it, like bits and pieces, but I ended up having two kids, so I gained some weight. I couldn't fit into them anymore. Um, but other than that, gosh, I don't know. I wasn't thinking of a fifth one. Probably just um, I was dressed as a belly dancer once. I forgot about that one, but still not as cool as she did out
It's gonna be
there.
hard to top.
Oh, yeah.
Eh, It's never gonna go away. It's immortalized in cards. So
Yay!
Do you tell people about it that you were in a card game?
What's that?
Do you tell people that you were put into a card game?
I, I have, but no, I don't know. I kind of like just keep it to myself. Like I'm very, I, I know it probably doesn't seem that way, but I'm very, I have very close, tight knit group of like, if I do have someone in my life, like I don't have very many people that I actually hang out with and open up to. So on a real level. And it doesn't really come up as a conversation mostly. If you want to be honest, the one that brings it up more than anybody is my husband. He's always like, "Did you know my wife did this?"
that's awesome.
So
You can frame it and just
he's
hang it up
really,
on your wall there.
Yeah.
yeah, I know,
Conversation
right?
starter.
Yes. Um, so he has a group of guys that come over and they game about once a week, and he he's brought it up a few times to them, like Ashley did this. She's in a card game.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's when you got to add into it a pro wrestling card game.
Yes. Yes. Sorry. Pro
I,
wrestling card
I'm
game.
the toughest female character in the game.
Yes. I will definitely mention that next time.
You
I
got to.
forgot that. And it's definitely coming back to me because I think yeah, the original She Devil was not as good, and Tom
Hmm.
upped my stats a little
Yep.
bit.
And the other thing is, you're also a manager.
Hmm.
Well, what well, why wouldn't I be? I mean,
With a distractor 8, that's one of the best, second best in the game because it only
Hmm.
goes to a 9.
oh geez. Well, he was just trying to flatter me, I guess. I don't know.
And you're from the planet Canis Major.
Yes, I remember that. Yes. I wish I he gave me a starter set, and I need to try and find it because I think it's what it is it's at my dad's, and I left it there before I moved out. My dad doesn't throw anything away, so I know it's still in the closet hidden somewhere.
Nice.
Now I have like my actual cards. Like I still have several of these that I that Tom let me keep that we didn't go through when I was signing. So he let me keep all of those, which was
And
pretty cool.
your kids ever bring the cards in for show and tell, going, "Hey,
Not yet, not yet. They're 5 and 2, so not old enough
Oh,
yet.
nice. Those are fun
Yeah,
ages.
yeah, yeah. So as they get a little older, we'll see. Did you know your mom did this?
what do you got, Brock, for your best costumes?"
Um, I did Professor Birch once from Pokemon. An easy costume. It's pretty much just me with sandals on. Um, let's see, I like onesies. The easy onesie costume. I did a giraffe and a dinosaur recently. I don't wear a lot of costumes. I've dressed as a Ninja Turtle before. He's the best. But my most famous cosplay was for a comic book day, 2012. I dressed up as Bane,
Oh,
and
sweet.
if you Google my name, it's on the Google image search. Me standing along the side of the road with Galactus and a Jawa
Yeah.
waving at traffic. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Um, my favorite is like you got to have tough skin if you post cosplay pictures on Instagram and stuff.
Hmm.
So I was taking pictures with the kids, and a friend of mine tagged me in it, and the comment was the best. It says, "Looks like Bane substituted his venom for Cheese Whiz."
Oh, shit. What? Dang.
That was my favorite.
Internet is brutal.
Oh yeah, I love it though.
Yeah.
I I dish it out as badly as I take it. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, that was my favorite. An honorable mention. I don't know. Trying to think of something I did as a kid, but I really didn't really have anything cool that I can think of for a
Yeah.
fifth one. So yeah.
Yeah, I dressed up with some weird ones. Like probably my most famous that really got to that I dressed a couple years in a row was Jason. She's
Jason, sweet.
6.5 feet tall.
Classic.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
wear
know
the
you
hockey
probably weren't
mask.
pretty.
Uh, and then I also have one. My daughter made me. I found a mask, and she does like movie monster makeup, and so she helped me with a mask, and it's a mask that looks like it's made of human flesh.
Nice.
And
Dang.
then yeah, and then that's two. And then I also did the Mike Myers because it's simple because I just have a blue overalls like mechanic suit. So Jason wore it in part five, so that's where my mask is. It's got the blue and not the red.
Dang.
And then I did one that was kind of controversial. I went one year as a missing child.
Oh,
I
what?
dressed as a giant milk carton,
What? Oh my
and
God.
then
Yeah.
the cutout was me, and then I had all my stats below.
Yes.
And
There you go.
then
Dang.
my honorable mention, I went for a deep dive because I had never really done superheroes, so I dressed one year as the dog welder from
Hmm.
the
The
Hitman
what?
comic.
The dog welder? Is that what you said?
Yeah, so he's a guy that would take dead dogs and weld them to the bad guy's flesh.
Oh dear.
And he was from the Hitman comic, so I went out to the dollars. I went out to like a dollar store and bought all these toy dog like stuffed animal dogs and glued them on myself. And I had
Uh,
clothing, so I had a mask and a the arm guards, and
that's funny. The
Jeez.
dog welder.
so I went as the dog welder.
Jeez.
Very cool.
Yes. Love it.
So it was kind of funny. So it, I enjoyed doing some of that stuff.
Hmm.
Like this year for Halloween, I didn't really go up, but as I was saying, when I said my daughter does monster movie monster makeup, let's see if I can. This is probably the favorite thing she did.
Oh wow. That's cool.
Yeah, very very creepy.
That is really that's cool though. Like, wow.
And the thing is, though, she would take the bus to school like that.
Oh shit.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh, you got
oh
something up there.
dear.
Nice.
I can't see it. I can't hold on. Let me zoom you. Can I make you big? Why can't I see you? I see Brock.
Uh-oh. I'll stop talking.
Mike, talk.
Yep. Okay, I'll talk to you. Okay,
There
there we
we go.
go. So
Oh,
this is
Jesus Christ, that is freaky.
yeah. So that's one of the things she
Like, and
had
she
done.
does it by herself?
Yep.
Like, she's good.
So that's what she does.
She's really good.
So
Wow.
that's what I said when she helped me with my Halloween costumes, and
Yeah, no, she really helped you.
yeah, I would say this year she did something completely different, and she dressed as a man.
Well, she looks wonderful.
Very handsome.
Yeah. Thing is though, because she's a school teacher now, her students didn't know
Aw.
who she was.
That's hilarious.
They thought she was a substitute teacher.
Oh dear.
That's what she was trying to do. She was trying to like sneak into her own class.
Yeah.
Get him to start talking
Okay.
shit.
Yeah, yeah, see who's talking shit.
And she teaches high school, and yeah, they didn't know who she was for about the first 10 minutes of class.
That's
Gee.
good. That's good.
Well, what'd they say?
Oh,
Like,
they
yeah.
were shocked that when they found out, and they thought it was
Yeah.
cool. But
Oh, I was talking about if she caught him talking shit. No.
no, no, that was the funny part.
That's cool. Very talented. Very, very talented.
But hey, that's one of the things about this game is once you meet people in the game, they seem to stick around with you forever. Like I've
Yeah.
known Brock over half his life
Yeah, longer than
Oh,
that.
wow.
since he was just a little fella.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
going on
can
30 years probably, we've known each other.
Wow.
because let's see, I've been to every Galacticon, and we just finished Galacticon 30.
Jesus.
So yeah, this con goes on every year.
Hmm.
I mean, I knew that it was like a close, like, because Tom, I remember Tom mentioning, like, it's a very tight-knit group.
Yeah,
You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Um,
and we're now, and the con now moves around.
yeah.
Like it's been to Wisconsin, Chicago, uh, let's see,
Pittsburgh.
yeah, Pittsburgh,
Wow.
various Pittsburgh areas.
Yeah. Um, Iowa.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I think
sorry. Yeah,
that's
it wasn't in Wisconsin. I was
Has
saying
he
Iowa
gone,
because I drove to Wisconsin afterwards. Uh,
has he gone up to Canada yet for you? No.
No, and there's a lot of people that want it to go there, like a lot,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you'd need a passport.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're like, give everybody 3
Boo.
years.
It doesn't count. Canada doesn't count. Okay.
So we need
I don't need a passport for Canada. Okay.
I know, but now you do since 9/11.
You guys probably did it on purpose because you want to keep it south of the border.
yeah,
We got to keep the riffraff out.
Yeah.
right. You think our southern border is scary? Can you imagine being Canada's southern
I
border.
know that's what I mean. Like poor Canada.
Oh man.
It can be funny at times crossing the
I'm,
border, like, and making some of these cons, like me driving to Iowa, that took me 16 hours.
I skipped that one.
Yeah, I don't know how. Well, technically, apparently, I was dedicated enough that I drove to New York by myself, so I can't say that I wouldn't do that because I did that.
How long
Right.
did that take you?
I don't remember. I knew. I mean, it was from Indiana all the way up to Jamestown, New York. So I was driving by myself. Um,
Trying to my American geography is not the greatest.
oh, sorry.
It's a haul. It's a haul.
Yeah, forget. It's far.
Yeah. Midwest to Northeast, that's a trick. A little
Yeah,
trek.
yeah, little trek across the.
Hmm.
So yeah, Midwest. I don't know, like I'm in like the middle of the Midwest. Or am I?
The
No,
Midwest.
the big Midwest, I guess. And
I'll
then
have to
New
look it
York's
up on
all
a
the way up
map. I'm
here.
like, where's Indiana?
Yeah,
So it goes from New York, then it goes down to Pennsylvania, then over to
Yep.
Ohio, then Michigan, and then down is Indiana,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I think.
Well, I guess
You know,
Indiana's
I
next
guess you don't
to
have to hit
Ohio.
Michigan. Yeah.
But you can
Yeah.
like go like at a kind of like a weird corner, like
Yeah.
diagonal
Yeah.
up to New York.
Hmm.
So I don't remember what I all passed through.
Now, I do know your husband's quite the good artist.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's very good.
So if we ever need some game artists for cards, we might have to hit you up.
I know, right? I don't know that he'd ever do it. I try to get him to do all that stuff, but he like, I don't know. He gets grumpy. Like he's He's just grumpy. No, I'm just kidding. I love him to death. He's got really bad PTSD, so like he'll like go through weird phases where he's like all about like art, and then he's just like, I'm done. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Hmm.
Like he was
I
start
think a
like
lot of artists are that way.
yeah,
They get
like
burnt out, and then
yeah,
something brings them back, and then they're nonstop.
yeah, yeah.
That's how the guy who does my card art's been. He's like, just like, I'm just not really feeling it. And I'm like, well, just do this one. Like, because I know what he likes to draw. He likes to draw
Fun.
monsters. So I'm like, yeah, can you make me like a, some kind of scarecrow monster? Oh yeah, that'd be great. And then next thing I know, I have 10 drawings in the next
Yeah,
2 weeks. So,
that's
And
cool.
Brock's just recently made some characters. One's called Lucky Duck, so it's a
Yeah.
half man, half duck.
I don't have one nearby. It's weird.
I'm just digging the gingerbread man back there.
All right, yeah,
That's
that's
some skill.
that's my kid art there.
Yeah,
It's
I
mostly
figured.
Hope stuff. It's actually mine. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I'm
it's
sure
my
you said
skill
that was
level.
yours. Yeah,
My oldest is she's quite an artist.
yeah,
She loves that's her escape. She
yeah.
deals with some anxiety and stuff, and that's
Oh,
to center her. We just here's your art stuff, and then
yeah,
she'll go to town. She does some pretty cool stuff. So my son, on the other hand, don't think
yeah.
I don't see any of his stuff up here.
Skipped a generation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
It's not fridge
Unfortunately,
worthy.
No,
yeah.
he's our character.
Unfortunately, my sons they got my skills when it comes to art. So they're gonna have to figure something else out to help center them.
Well,
Good
that's pretty
stuff.
good. But we should probably wrap this up. Want to thank
Yep,
you once again for coming out, Ashley.
absolutely.
Very nice to catch
I
up
feel
with you.
more at ease now.
See, I told you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there
Everything,
anything you'd
no,
like
none of a
to
molehill.
plug or anything before you sign off?
Any shout outs?
Any shout outs or
Oh gosh. No. Like no. I guess no. No. I wasn't thinking
no?
of a shout out
That's cool. That's cool.
I'm sorry. Hi
No worries.
everybody.
Fantastic. We really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us and chatting.
Absolutely. Yeah. That was cool going down memory lane for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, now I got to do my fun stuff that I fumble through. All
Yeah.
right, everybody, thanks for watching the show. If you enjoyed the show, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't done so yet, hit that red subscribe button, which is right here, somewhere below us. And while you're here, scroll on down to the description where you'll find all of our friends who make Filsinger Games related content, including the official Filsinger Games podcast Roll Up, the Legends team's Uncharted Territory, Dizzy Dice from Lee Longpre, the solo promoter from Grant Pachoco. Grant's also here on YouTube. And you also find Brad Plays 81, Bucky 749, Dave Little's Heartland Championship Wrestling, and After Further Review. I stream Champions of the Galaxy live on Twitch Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. Check that out if you get a chance. We're doing a lot of fun giveaways and stuff lately, including that Lucky Duck card that Mike just mentioned. So check that out. And until next week, everybody, have a great week.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Later.